Let me take you to another group that travels a lot. Also, peak performance is crucial. Professional athletes.
Ooh, yeah. In 2011, the head trainer of the Chicago Blackhawks had an operation done. The surgeon didn't use general anesthesia. He used NuCalm. That's how we started. We started in medicine. So we started replacing general anesthesia in surgical procedures in 2009, November 5th, 2009. That's when we came to market. So if anyone's curious, the power of our neuroscience or the power of your brain, we've done over 2,600,000 surgical procedures with people being operated on without general anesthesia, no compromising of your central nervous system. You're listening to our neuroacoustic software with headphones, wearing an eye mask, being operated on. That's how powerful this is, and that's how we started. So in 2011, this gentleman goes, and the next day, and you don't often call your surgeon the next day unless there's a complication, he says, "What'd you do to me? I feel really good, and there's no reason for it." He was introduced to NuCalm, and he was introduced to our company. So we began our journey in professional athletics through a surgical environment into the Chicago Blackhawks in Chicago. We only had rescue back then. We didn't tell the players, hey, all this science. We just said, hey, would you like to heal faster, recover faster? Would you like to, if you had a bad game, clean the slate? There was a great quote by Mike Gapsky from the Blackhawks. He said, we want our players to play intense, not tense. I love that. So any high performer knows when you fail, your central nervous system has an incredible memory, and it reminds you that you failed. And that failure shifts your muscle memory. You make millimeter, micrometer changes. And if you go, think about a free throw for an NBA player. It defies logic that they should ever miss because they've done millions of free throws. They have muscle memory. It's what between their ears that gets stuck. And in golf, they say, if you think, you stink. Well, that's exactly what happens in sports. So the opportunity for us to say, hey, you're not going to meditate like a monk. You're a professional athlete. You also know your body, your mind, and your ability to perform better than most people on earth. It's also the currency you use to live and make a living. So one thing we really liked about working with professional athletes is they make a habit of something that works. So from 2011 to present, we have served over 78 professional sports teams. We have served more than 50 UFC fighters, the United States Tennis Association. We have a recovery lounge at the U.S. Open every year. Le Mans, Formula One, NASCAR, you name it, we've done it. Recovery, because they're pushing really hard. Removal of lactic acid, helping with injury recovery, concussions, TBI, etc. Anything in your body that is a bump, a bruise, a hematoma, a concussion, your body's inflammation response overcompensates. And the stress associated with that increases the pain and slows down the healing. So what do you think happens if you stop the stress? Everything is easier. Pain is lessened. The healing process is faster. So it's been a brilliant augmentation to the professional athlete because, again, they have a schedule. They have tremendous pressure. They have tremendous pressure on them, from their families to their agents to their lawyers to the people around them from childhood. Can you imagine like being a football player in the NFL and you give up a touchdown as a safety on Monday Night Football? So 70,000 people in the stands know your number and millions of people watching it. And then ESPN, Sports Center, highlights it. So the pressure on professional athletes is immense. Okay. And they're kids. They're kids. So we give them the gift of physical recovery. We give them the gift of circadian rhythm regulation. Can you imagine playing a hockey game and then you're done with the game? You won or lost. Your energy's high or low or angry, whatever. You do the shower, then you got to do the media, then you pack up, then you get on your plane back. So your circadian rhythm is off kind of the whole season. Well, we can restore that. Rescue while you're flying, deep sleep when you're home. So there's a pattern and a ritual to the professional athlete. They wake up in the morning. If they didn't sleep well, they get right back in bed. They do a 20-minute rescue. Reset, start my day, let's go. Then they may do an ignite if they're doing their morning stretches or whatever it is. Then they'll go for their morning skate or practice, shoot around, whatever. They'll do ignite. They'll amplify. They'll get in that zone. After they work out, they go back to their place, a hotel, their home. They do rescue, recover, restore. Then they'll go on the bus or the plane or wherever to the actual event between periods or between halves, whatever. They're listening to Ignite. They're activated. Then when they're home, in the comfort of their home, they'll listen to deep sleep. So we have all of these patterns in what we've seen for the last 14 years, but it's been really fun to give these folks the help they need because they push really hard. The recovery aspect, mental and physical, is why professional athletes, amateur athletes, Olympic athletes, so Olympians from the last 15 years of all the Olympic Games have been using NuCalm. Circadian rhythm dysregulation. I know that when several hockey players arrived in Sochi, they're like, holy cow, this NuCalm thing's amazing because everybody around me is jet lagged and I feel amazing. That was a big one. That was a big check the box for a lot of the players.